Alright, what's going on everybody? This is the Street 3 here, back to a brand new video. Week 12 college football scoreboard. I'm a bit late, it is Thursday at 9:22 p.m. Normally upload these on Sunday mornings, well Sunday afternoons at about 1:32 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I was away visiting family in the state of Ohio. Uh, Not the best state, to be frank. Definitely prefer Texas. Um, but it's a good time. Good to see family. Um, Actually got to watch the football games because normally I'm at work. So got to watch all the football games. That was exciting. Some really crazy games this week. Also, the college football playoff uh, seedings are out because normally at the first half of the year we have the AP poll only, and about halfway through, then you have the college football rankings, which is now the new official. So there's three different rankings. There's the ACF coaches poll, there's the AP poll, and the college football playoff poll, and that's the only one that really matters at the end of the day. Um, that doesn't come out until Tuesday, which is kind of annoying. So we have to wait 3 days, essentially 2, 3 days, to get the real rankings, quote unquote. So obviously I was away Tuesday. Could have done it Tuesday, but didn't have time. And then traveling back home Wednesday. Got home. I was supposed to get home, or at least land back at home 7:30. Drive home about 30 minutes. Would have been home at 8. Definitely would have recorded it last night, but I didn't get home until 10:30. So 3 hours later with some flight issues. That's okay. It happens. And then today, had off work, got the rest, went to the gym. But I just kind of forgot until now. I'm like, oh crap, need to do it. So we're here, week 12. Let's get it cracking. The first game, Texas Longhorns, number 3, playing Arkansas. A once heated rivalry, way back in the day, like the 1800s and then into the 1900s, up until maybe the 80s. Texas and Arkansas were in the same conference. The Southwest, Southwestern. I forget the exact name. Excuse me, I'm still. But Texas used to dominate Arkansas. Texas also beat Arkansas in our championship. So Arkansas hates Texas because they've always been dominant. I think it was 3 years ago. Arkansas blew out Texas like 40-20 something, and that was like their Super Bowl because they hate Texas with a passion. Um, Texas 20-10, a very low scoring game. Texas's offense played horribly. Um, Quinn Ewers missed a lot of passes. Like at the half, it should have been 24-0 had Quinn Ewers hit his passes. Um, Unreal. But the defense for Texas was unbelievably incredible. Arkansas only was able to finally move the ball at the end of the game, and Texas wins 20-10. It was a domination. It was the Texas offense sucked. Like if Quinn makes a couple more passes, this is probably and it gets in a rhythm. This game should be 40-10 if they even score that much. It was honestly a domination. Let's keep going. Oregon survives a scare against Wisconsin. They rally in the fourth quarter. Oregon remains undefeated. They've had a couple of those, but the best teams get tested and find ways to win. And that's what puts them over the edge in the championship because they've found ways to win when the going gets tough. So could be good for them. Let's keep going on. Ohio State, Northwestern, no shock here, 31-7. Like look at this. Quinn Ewers only had 172. We're going back, but only 172 yards passing is awful. Absolutely awful. Penn State and Purdue, no shock there, 49-10. Penn State probably going to go undefeated and still get in the playoffs. Whatever. The only good team they faced all year was Ohio State, and they lost. So there you go. And they normally lose to Michigan too, but Michigan sucks this year. Kansas upsets BYU. 16 in the nation goes down. Their undefeated season is at an end. We're now down to what? 2, 3 undefeated teams left? Kansas is having a resurgence, actually. They were having a very, very bad year, but they've won two big games, I think, back to back here, and they went out. Maybe they could be at least get into a bowl game. It was a special teams blunder, sets up a touchdown for Kansas. Like BYU should have won this game. It's unbelievable what happened. BYU now needs to win out and win the Big 12. Otherwise, they will have to get two loss team. Will definitely be out of the playoffs. It's going to come down to them versus probably Colorado, and whoever wins is in. So tough break for BYU because if they would have won this game and maybe still lost the Big 12 championship, they might have had a chance to get in. But here's what it is. This is the big one: Tennessee and Georgia. Now, in the first quarter, it was all Tennessee. They were dotting up Georgia, and Georgia could not score. And that second half, second quarter, boom, Georgia responds, 17 points, and they had all the momentum going into the half. And then, as we saw, the momentum carried on. Tennessee did not score again, and Georgia scored 14. And a very impressive, honestly, take away the first quarter. This is the Georgia domination, 31-17 in Georgia. Statement victory, putting themselves back in the playoff race. And like I said, Tennessee lost. The SEC race is now impossibly tight to figure out who's going to go in. Carson Beck, no interceptions, 347 yards, two touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. When he needed it most, he had a comeback game, and man, Georgia looks scary. They might have finally reawoken themselves, and look out. That's all I gotta say. And I feel bad for Tennessee, man. They so close because now they're, I don't know, maybe they'll still get in, but they gotta figure something out. Virginia Notre Dame, no shock there. Notre Dame wins again. Their only loss is to Northern Illinois, who is now the fourth in their week conference, and I don't even think they're above 500 anymore. Notre Dame has played absolutely, positively no one. They're going to play Army. And for the love of God, Army, please beat Notre Dame because they will not get in the playoff. Like, please. You don't want Notre Dame in the playoff because they will get blown out and it will be a waste of a spot that some other team deserves more. Like, Notre Dame has to get into a conference, otherwise, they should be barred from going to the football playoff because they just play nobody. Or they got to start schedule and, I don't know, at least a couple top 15 teams. Let's move on. Mercer, SES school, playing Alabama. Pretty late in the year, too. No shock, 52-7 blowout win. Boise State. At the half, it was close. It was all tied up. And that second half, they ran away with it, 42-21. Alshon Gentry, Heisman favorite, 159 yards and three touchdowns. SMU and Boston College. SMU, another great victory by 10 points, 28. They are, again, their only loss is to BYU. So I mean, honestly, if SMU and BYU play again, I think SMU will win that game. I feel bad. I wish SMU was undefeated, and instead of BYU, to be honest. Obviously, SMU is a Texas school. Used to be a powerhouse. They were the original NIL dudes and got caught for paying players, and then they almost lost their entire football program and has had to build back ever since in the 80s. And now that NIL is back, SMU is an extremely rich school. It's where all the rich kids go, or one of the very many places rich kids go. I actually drove by their campus. Every single car, student car that I saw, was a luxury car. Like I'm talking Ferraris, Lexuses, literally a white Bentley. I've never seen that before in my entire life. So they got a lot of money in that school, and they could dominate the ACC for the next decade. I'm gonna agree with you, and I hope they do. I really do. A&M rival playing New Mexico State. No shock there. 3. I'm glad to see Reed in the game. Connor Weigman is doo-doo. Reed's your guy. Please stay with him. Arizona State upsets Kansas State. They fall 7-3 out of the Big 12 championship race and also out of the playoff race. Arizona State, watch out. They're 8-2. Watch out. They are a really, really good team. Really good team. Great defensive team. Sam Levitt, quarterback, had a great game. They better be ranked. They deserve to be ranked. They're a really good team. Kudos to them because they have not been good for like as long as I've been alive, I think. Utah and Colorado. Utah, promising season, came rising. I don't know what that guy's gonna do. They're now 1-6 in the Big 12. Colorado blows them out 49-24 again. Also, Colorado looking very dangerous again. If they play Nebraska again right now, they blow them out. Facts. Period. End of story. Colorado probably gonna make the playoff. I think they're gonna win the Big 12. I gotta be real with you. They'll be in the playoff. Sugar Sanders. In my opinion, I think out of all the QBs going to the draft this upcoming year, he's gonna be the only one that's gonna be successful in the NFL. I'm controversial. That's what I think. And then also, Travis Hunter had one of the most insane catches. Two dudes on him. He's literally up in the air, twisting, and then falls, and then catches it. Never seen that before. Insane. Washington State gets upset by New Mexico. They were finally ranked at 18, only their second loss of the year, and definitely now out of the playoff race. Feel bad for them, but again, as you know, I can see there's no. I'm sorry. They're in the Pac-12, one of the last two remaining Pac-12 teams that will be expanded, I think, next year or the year after. Um, But yeah, New Mexico, big upset. I have a friend that goes to New Mexico, so he was pretty excited. Louisville and Stanford. Stanford upsets Louisville. The yard field goal. I'm pretty sure the kicker was a walk on. No, no, no. The kicker tore something and was out for like a couple of years. Coming back, senior game, his last game at home, boom, game over. His longest of all time, too. His other longest was 51. Now it's 52. What a way to end it. Louisville, very bad play call decisions. Could have won this game. Good ball at Stanford. Field goal. Louisville, as I said, very overrated. I think they were in the top 10 at the end of the year. Very overrated team. And they will fall out of the top 25. They're 6-4. Yikes. Clemson survives Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has now dropped, what, 3 games in a row, I think? Maybe? And Clemson still looking strong, 24-20. It is really close. Kate Klubnik, 50-yard, go ahead, touchdown, game over. Insane run by him. Again, I'm pulling for SMU to beat Clemson and make the playoffs. That's just me. Missouri and South Carolina. This game was insane, man. Missouri was down big time. And then you can see in the fourth quarter, 18 points. They came all the way back. They get a touchdown with 34 seconds left. And then Sellers drives his team down the field. Late touchdown run. With like 4 seconds left. Game over. Missouri. Such a promising year, guys. Top 10. Now 3-3 in the SEC and 7-3. They're out of the playoff race. Now the top 25. Meanwhile, South Carolina. They very well could be a one-loss team. The 1 or 2 plays go in their favor. They're one-loss team, and they would be going to the SEC playoff and going to the college football playoff, which is insane. Sellers is an amazing quarterback. The SEC is going to be so competitive because South Carolina is a good team with this quarterback. He is insane. He might be a Heisman one day. He had 5 touchdowns. Insane. The thing about the SEC is they're so competitive it's going to hurt them. Because with the addition of Texas, Oklahoma, and other teams, like if you take the top 5, maybe even 7 teams in the SEC, they are winning every other conference except maybe the Big Ten outright. Period. Just gonna be real. Let's move on. LSU gets upset by Florida at Florida, 27-16. What a downfall of LSU. They got all the way up to the top 10 and have fallen flat on their asses. Now 6-4, out of the top 25. See ya. Tulane beats Navy. Navy was like 7-0 and has lost what, 3 in a row now? Poor Navy. Tulane 9-2, back in the top 25 as they should be. The only 2 losses are to Oklahoma and Kansas State. So they're a really good team. Let's move on now to the rankings. Again, AP top 25 no longer prevalent. It's the college football playoff rankings. Let's look into it. Oregon and Ohio State. Again, Ohio State's only lost to Oregon. Top 2 teams in the nation. Texas stays at 3. Penn State at 4. So 3 of the top 4 are still Big Ten teams. I think Penn State should not be here. Oh my God. Indiana at 5, undefeated. I can get that, but Notre Dame is at 6 at 9-1. Oh God. Notre Dame should be right. Let's see. Here. They should be at 14, behind, just above, just ahead of BYU. That's facts. And it's unbelievable. It's so frustrating. But whatever. They're gonna get blown out in the football playoff, just like they do every year. Anyways, Alabama back in the top 10 at number. Well, they were in the back 10, but they're at number 7. Miami at 8. Ole Miss back in the top 10 at 9, and Georgia also back in the top 10 at number 10. Tennessee falls down 4 spots, just outside the top 10 at 11. So let's go ahead and look at the top 10. Big Ten has 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the top 10. It has 4 teams in the top 5. SEC has 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the top 10. Insane. Dominated by these two schools. We have Boise State, number 12 on the Mountain West. SMU at 13, BYU at 14, even though BYU beat SMU. Just saying, they dropped 4 spots. Sorry, they dropped 8 spots. Tennessee dropped 8 spots for BYU. They're now out of the playoff race as of right now. So again, SMU has to win the ACC. Has to. And then they're in. A&M at 15. Colorado at 16. Clemson at 17. South Carolina in the top 20 now. At 18. Army at 19. Undefeated. Only 2 teams left undefeated are Oregon, Indiana, and Army. Tulane at 20. Arizona State finally ranked at 21. Iowa State back in the rankings at 22. Missouri still in the rankings at 7-3. Shockingly, they drop out. They did drop out in the AP poll for some reason. Number 23, they did not even move. Wow. UNLV, 24. Illinois back in at 25. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and look also at the standings here, please. Standings. Let's see what we want. We want Big 12. BYU and Colorado. And Arizona State. So Arizona State play either of those teams. They do play BYU. So they beat BYU and go undefeated. They win the tiebreaker. They're in. Colorado. They play Kansas and Oklahoma State. Now Kansas did upset someone. They upset BYU. But I think Colorado wins out. They're in. And whoever wins this game, they're in. I think it's going to be Arizona State. I think they're going to upset BYU. And it'll be Arizona State and Colorado will win. They're in. Pretty cool. Let's go to the Big Ten. Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State Buckeyes. These two teams play. Penn State does not play anyone. Minnesota, Maryland, weak schedule. So Oregon's in. There's no way they lose. So it'll be Oregon against either Indiana or Ohio State, period. Now let's go into the meat grinder. That is the SEC. 2 one-loss teams remaining. Texas and Texas A&M. Texas plays Kentucky next week at home. Senior day. A&M plays Auburn. Should be a win. Keyword should. They will probably meet each other with 1 loss. Whoever wins is in automatic. Whoever loses might be out because that means we will then have one of these 2 losses. 2 losses. Who's getting in? Georgia. Who do they play? Massachusetts and Georgia Tech. Easy. Who does Tennessee play? Let's look. UTEP and Vanderbilt. Easy. Vanderbilt beat Alabama, but that was a fluke. That should not have happened. Bama. Who do they play? Oklahoma and Auburn. Easy. Boom. Ole Miss. Who do they play? They beat Georgia. Florida and Mississippi State. Should be easy. Florida, they might lose to Florida, though. Watch out. Who the heck is getting in? Because Georgia beat Tennessee. Tennessee beat Bama. Bama beat Georgia. Ole Miss beat Georgia. So what the heck? Gonna be insane. That's what I'm saying. The SEC is they're so top heavy that because they keep beating each other, it's harder. Because let's be real, this team, this team, this team, this team, this team, this team, these teams right here would win every other conference and would go undefeated. And every other conference except maybe the Big Ten. Facts. Period. Carolina also could probably do it. Missouri, oof, maybe. LSU, oof, maybe. Like all these teams, realistically, I'm gonna be real. All these teams right here should make the playoff. Keyword should. They probably won't, but they should because these are right here definitely the top 12 teams in the country. Maybe not A&M, low key, but let's be real. Let's go and go. Do we have where it shows who's in right now? Yeah, playoff predictor. Let's see what they say. Okay, can you just show me? So right now Oregon's in 100%. Even if they lose, they're in, I guess. Somehow lose 2 games in a row, they probably won't. 90, 99, 90, 70, 70, 70. Tennessee's only at 67, almost 60. I don't know. Can you guys still see? You can? Okay. Let's go back. Also, you can see a Simon video. Big up Simon, best channel on YouTube. Anyways, let's go to stats real quick. Season leader, see what we got. Cam Ward takes a spot back. Kyle McCord now at 2. I can dart falling to 3. Gentry, 400 ahead of number 2. Insane. Let's go to scores. Week 13, what do we got coming up? UNLV at San Jose State. Doesn't really matter because that UNLV is not going to get in the playoffs. Ole Miss in Florida. Gotta take care of business. It's at the swamp. Tough place to play. Ole Miss lost Kentucky. Just saying. Must win game. Like I said, the quarterback said, gotta win out to have any sort of chance. Kentucky at Texas. Again, Kentucky has a great defense. I think Texas will handle business. And it'll be up to A&M and Texas. The final game of the year. Indiana and Ohio State. Indiana's first real test. They have played every team, all seven of their wins in Big Ten, or the bottom 7 Big Ten. So they have not played anyone outside the bottom 7. This is the first game that they have played anyone good, period. And you know what? At Ohio, Indiana pulls off the upset of the year. They beat Ohio State. They didn't play Oregon in the college football in the Big Ten championship. Even if they lose, they're still in. Let's go, Indiana. They beat Ohio State, and Ohio State is out of the playoff. Boom. How about that? Doubt it, but that's what I think is gonna happen. Miami, Wake Forest, coming off a loss, they got to win out as well. They got to win. They got to beat. They got to win the SEC, or they might be out. Same way with SMU, they got to win out. SMU and Miami are gonna play. Period. We all know that for a fact. Whoever wins is in. Whoever doesn't win, out. I'm personally ruling for Clemson. Forgot about Clemson. But I think it's gonna be between these two teams right here. I'm rocking the SMU. Forgot about Miami for some reason. Illinois and Rutgers. Rutgers apparently 6-4. Who really cares though? Massachusetts and Georgia, whatever. Tennessee, UTEP, whatever. Don't even talk to me. Penn State, Minnesota. Honestly, I hope they lose. I hope they drop a game. I really do. I don't hate Penn State. They just don't deserve to be in. BYU and Arizona State, big game. Whoever wins this game will play Colorado in the Big 12 championship game. Huge, huge implications. Imagine Arizona State beats BYU and Colorado to make the playoff. That would be insane. Colorado playing Kansas. Kansas again just upset BYU, so then maybe they do it 2 weeks in a row. But I doubt it. Colorado wins. Citadel at Clemson, whatever. Wofford, South Carolina, whatever. Missouri at Mississippi State, whatever. Boom. Big time game. Playoff game right here. Army, please, for the love of God, please beat Notre Dame. And Notre Dame is out of the playoff contention. Thank you. And Army might be in. at Yankee Stadium. At the baseball field. That's insane. Please, Army, please. Just win. Boise State and Wyoming should be a blowout. Alabama and Oklahoma should be a blowout. Oklahoma is absolute garbage. Tennessee, sorry, not Tennessee. What am I thinking? A&M and Auburn. Auburn known to play every game close, but then they lose. And it's at Auburn, so A&M should win this game. Good. And Iowa State and Utah. Iowa State should win this game. Keyword again, should. Oh well, but it's fun. So funny. People are like, oh, it's gonna be a 12-team playoff. It's gonna be a 17 get in. We're not gonna know who's gonna get in. This playoff race is more tight than it ever has been with 4 teams. College football is amazing, you guys. So excited to see what's gonna actually happen. Who's gonna win the championship? I don't know. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Again, sorry for being so late. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more content, more football content, and gaming content. As always, this is Z3 signing out. Stay frosty, y'all.